So gbogbo mo jí láàárọ̀ ẹsẹ̀ mi ń ká mi ò lè mi tí ẹ lè tẹ́lẹ̀. See, when you are involved in this physical exercise, it will help a lot. You find that those things are not there again. So regular aerobic activity, example of it is jogging. I've mentioned running. You can jog, you can swim, you can walk as in walk. Kéèyàn rìn. Kéèyàn rìn yẹn kò ń ṣe ìrìn oníjẹ̀lẹ̀ńkẹ́ báyìí. Kéèyàn rìn kán mọ̀ pé ó rìn. Ìrìn tó máa jẹ́ kí oògùn jáde lára èèyàn. That is walk. That is kéèyàn rìn dáadáa. So all those ones are physical activity. You can do bicycling. Àwọn kan máa ń fi bicycle wọ́n á fi ṣe exercise káàkiri. Then the ones that applies to us most as Christian is dancing. Dancing is a form of exercise. I hope we know. If you don't know, please, if you have not heard before. So when you are dancing, you are doing two things. You are showing the act of appreciation to God. I have a picture here showing some people dancing. The Bible says in the book of 2 Samuel chapter 6 verse 14 that David danced unto God. So dancing is a great form of physical activity. So you can dance at least every 30 minutes every day. You can decide to dance. You don't have to come to church and dance. You can stay in your room. We have some CD soft copy dancing that we can give you, that you can request for. We are going to pass book. If you need it, we can give you. Send it to your WhatsApp. You can put on that music and dance. By the time you dance to that music, 30 minutes, you have done your exercise for that day. You have been physically active for that day. So another thing is that dancing, we use it to glorify God and it improves our health. So when you are dancing, from that picture, dancing is a great form of physical activity. You are praising God. At the same time, you are exercising every part of your body. You see that people that danced for markets, people that dance as profession, you don't see them with weights. They are normally fit. Most of them are usually fit because dancing is a form of good aerobic exercise. The another type of exercise I said is muscle strengthening. So if you have an opportunity to lift weights, maybe if you have opportunity to go to gym, you can do that form of exercise. It helps the muscles. Then walking uphill, cycling, dancing is also a form of muscle strengthening. Then climbing stairs. Climbing stairs. Let us cultivate the habit of, if you have opportunity to climb, instead of taking lifts in our places of work or in our different environment, instead of taking lifts, we can decide to walk or climb the stairs. It's a form of exercise. When you travel and you have opportunity of either lifts or try and climb the stairs, is a very good. I have different picture here showing strengthening exercise. Then the third one is stretching. Stretching improves our posture. As we are sitting, some people are sitting correctly. Some people, if you take the shape of sitting, you see that go straight because of one thing or the other. But if you do all this stretching maybe when you wake up in the morning and you are used to it, you stretch your legs, you stretch your arm, you bend, you do this, you do that. There are so many videos on the YouTube where you can find 3 minutes, 5 minutes exercises you can do in the morning. This thing looks like play, but they help our health. They help to prolong life. So tight muscles can cause poor posture. Some people want to sit well, but because of some muscles that are tightened together, so they just have to. Then when some people want to stand up, it's a great. Or when you ask some people to kneel down, it's a big thing because those muscles are not being exercised as supposed to be. Then stretching can decrease back pain, which is a common chronic disease in our environment. When you involve yourself in stretching, it can help that muscle pain, back pain. Like I said, there are so many video on YouTube that you can download and you take to it. The WHO has recommended, because everything about health, we follow the standard of WHO, World Health Organization, and they have recommended that from the age of 5 years, children should start to exercise. So between the age of 5 and 17 years, at least they should do 60 minutes per day of moderate to vigorous physical activity. We can say they are children, but some of these diseases that come up when someone is 50s, 60s, hypertension, diabetes, they actually, if you look at them, they've been there, but that was the age they managed. But so if a child has already been incorporated into exercise, being physically active, such a child, even if it's in the family, such a child may not come down with hypertension or diabetes because the child has been physically active. I'm also going to talk about the healthy diet. Then the most important thing is to limit the amount of time we spend sedentary, being sitting down. Sitting down, we should reduce the amount. Even if you are not doing anything, just stand up at intervals, walk around, go up and down before you come back to sit. It goes a long way to help our health. Then adult age 80 to 64 should do at least which amounts like 30 minutes per day. Right? You've done to walk again. I was told that in those days, our fathers and mothers used to walk more than 30 minutes from home to market to farm. Instead of taking that 100 naira marua or something, you can decide to walk. At the end, you will sweat. That day, you have been physically active. So we should limit the amount of time we spend. Then for the adults, for the aged one, let's say from the age of 65 years, they do physical they should also do physical activities that involves strength. That's like 3 days in a week. Actually, the WHO recommends if they have not been doing exercises before, physical activity, you cannot just start and say you want to go to that. You want to start 30 minutes per day. You can start with 5 minutes. You can start with, you increase to 10 minutes. Then before the end of a month, you have moved to 30 minutes. You increase gradually. You don't start saying, oh, I must start with that 30 minutes. No, you start gradually. But the most important thing is to avoid being sedentary. Avoid sitting down in one place for prolonged period. It is not good for our health. Then for the aged ones, we should be aware of bones. So especially if you have an underlying medical illness, you need to tell your doctors what type of physical activity, what type of exercises you can be involved in. Because as older as we are, the bones are more fragile. So somebody of 65 and above cannot do the one that you will be jumping and be. So there are still some that elderly people can do. So do not start from zero to say you want to achieve WHO recommendation in one day. God bless us in Jesus' name. So I want to go quickly to fruit and vegetables. Fruit and vegetables. You can see this fruit and vegetables here. In this pack of fruit and vegetables, which are going to have a pack each this morning. In this fruits and vegetable, we call it fruit for life. Apple is there. And apple prevents premature aging and build-up of cancer cells. Which means if you can afford to eat an apple in a day, you are trying to prevent cancer. You are protecting yourself from developing any form of cancer. That is apple. Carrot improves eye and bone. Then orange promotes healthy digestion and boosts immunity. While lime, there's also lime here. Lime rejuvenates the skin and fights infection. Then garden egg, it boosts immunity and also prevents the buildup of cancer cells. So you can see the advantages of fruits and vegetables. And there are so many other ones that are not here, but they are all rich in vitamin, nutrients, one thing or the for healthy living. So fruits and vegetables are very, very important components of a healthy diet. And I want to talk about those things that we need to reduce in our diets. Those things that we need to reduce in our diets. We need to reduce salt. Very, very much. Some people are in the habit, see, wọ́n á tún mú iyọ̀ lórí tébù, iyọ̀ á ti wà lórí tébù, àwọn kan máa ní kóló tó máa ní iyọ̀ yẹn, wọ́n á tún wọ́n sí. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ ká ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́. It's not good at all for our, because salt intake has been, in fact, somebody said this day that nobody needs salt to live. I heard that somewhere, that nobody needs salt to live. No, we need salt, but in a little amount. It's been linked with hypertension. So we should reduce salt. We should reduce refined sugars. Táwọn mi bá fẹ́ mú ògì báyìí, tó bá wọn sugar lójú yín báyìí, tó bá wọn sínú ògì àbí sínú tea, tó bá ti da Milo àti milk, wọ́n wá wọn ní ṣíbí ńláńlá yẹn bíi mẹ́ta. It is not good. Ṣé rọ́ọ̀dì mo pa àwọn èèyàn ń ṣe o? Then we should reduce saturated fats. Àwọn òróró tá kan máa ń rà lọ́jà yẹn tí kò lórúkọ, though wọ́n cheap o, but they are not healthy for our hearts. So we need to reduce them. Then àwọn oúnjẹ tó ti ready, àwọn oúnjẹ tó ti ṣètàn kákan wọ eatery, kákan gbé. Ẹ rántí pé ẹran wọn bóyá láti 2 weeks ago náà ti ṣe, iyọ̀ náà máa fi preserve oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tí kò necessary fara làwọn máa fi preserve àwọn kinní yẹn. Àwa kàn débẹ̀ in the name of pé à ń kánjú àráyè sóúnjẹ a máa gbé. Let us reduce all those things. They are not healthy for our life. Now, what do we need to increase in our diet? We need to increase fruits and vegetables in our diet. We need to increase them. We need to increase water intake. If you have not been taking water, please, this morning, I'm encouraging you, please, take water at least 2.5 to 3 liters daily for an adult. Please. Then there are some omega oils, omega-3 oils in some fishes. Àwọn ẹja kan wà tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ní àwọn òróró tó dáa tó ń ṣara wa lóore. Kò ń ṣe ẹja àrọ̀ o. Ẹja àrọ̀ kọ́ o. Because some people will think because it's expensive. In fact, it has a lot of, that ẹja àrọ̀ has a lot of bad cholesterol. So fruit and vegetable is very important in our diet. In the morning, as snacks in the afternoon. The Bible in the book of Genesis chapter 9 verse 3 says, everything that lives and moves will be food for you. Just as I gave you the green plants, I now give you everything. So God was even referring to it right from beginning, for us to be taking fruit and vegetables, which are the green. It also says, another one says in the book of the same Genesis, chapter 1, verse 29, that behold, I've given you every plant yielding seed that is on the surface of all the earth, and every tree which has fruit yielding seed, it shall be food for you. So God knows, or God knew, that we need to eat green for us to be healthy. So let us inculcate the habit of eating fruits and vegetables. And we have so many in this part of the world, though it's season by season. So, but we know that there are some reasons why people don't consume, or why a lot of people don't take fruit and vegetables, like the cost. Somebody will say, oh, you know how much they sell good apple now? A big apple now is like 250, 300. Yes, we know. But that big apple one is actually 2 servings of fruits, which I'm going to still talk about. Then we talk about storage of them. You cannot decide to say you are so much happy, you want to go and buy basket load of fruit. You cannot store them for long. That's another disadvantage we have. But lack of knowledge, and that is why we are trying to increase our knowledge this morning, because some people don't even know that fruit and vegetable. Then some people, because of GIT problem, because of abdominal problem, some will say, if I take vegetable, I will stool for 3 days. So it's because you are not used to it, and you are not starting the way you should start. All this thing that one is not used to is not what. If I don't eat fruit before, I don't have to finish and now sit down and say I want to finish this one once. No, I can start small. You can just start small. You increase. Even if it's vegetable too, when you cook it, you don't have to finish one pot. Because this fresh, I must finish. No, that is why sometimes it gives bloating, wrong stomach. So we need to start small. Fruit and vegetables are very rich in vitamins, minerals, fibers, micronutrients, and antioxidants. And antioxidant has been known as one thing that prevents cancer cells from developing. So we need to eat fruits and vegetables. Now, how much should one eat? That's the next question. Lóòótọ́ lẹni ká máa jẹ èso àtẹ̀fọ́. Báwo ni kí n ṣe jẹ tó? Ṣé basket kan ni kí n máa jẹ lójúmọ́ ni? Àbí báàfù kan? WHO recommended that at least 5 servings, 3 servings of vegetable and 2 servings of fruit per day. In this thing that you are holding, there are 9. This has 9 servings. If you count it, it's 9. That size of apple you are seeing is 2 servings. This size of orange you are seeing here is 2 servings. The carrot is 1 serving. The garden egg is 1 serving. So all you need, and when it is vegetable that will like fill your handful like this, is like a serving. So you can see that it's not much. So maybe when you are eating something in the morning, just have 1. Then instead of buying gala and mineral or robo, why don't you change to snacks? Why don't you take your snacks to fruits? Then in your lunch, make sure you have something green on your table. So how do we eat? Like I said, we should start small. Then we should, now I want to talk to the women. Please, let us avoid overboiling of our vegetables. By the time we boil and boil, Yoruba lemi, my grandmother used to boil ẹ̀fọ́ ńgbà tẹ́mi mọ̀. Wọ́n á gbómi kaná tómi yẹn bá ti hó, wọ́n á wá kó ẹ̀fọ́ yẹn sí, wọ́n á wá dé pa fún bí 30 minutes. Wọ́n á wá ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá, wọ́n á wá kó sómi. So tell me, what is there again? You have boiled the, but these days I grew up to, that was how I was brought up. But even before I read medicine, I got to know that everything, all those boiling, you have boiled everything off. So these days, in fact, some people eat it raw. Maybe just wash it with warm water and lime, and you can. If you can't, just pour your boiled water, and then you cook. And when you even cook, you don't cover it for 10 minutes, 15 minutes on fire. Once you pour it, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, it's done. God will help us in Jesus' name, so that all the nutrients that we need are still retained in those vegetables. Then, if it's possible, if you are blessed, you can start a garden, so that as you need, just go to your backyard, and just cook them fresh. Then instead of soft drinks, we can try smoothies. That is blending all these fruits together. So instead of going for those things that are expensive, this one too are expensive, but it's better. It's better to be expensive, but it's more benefits to our body than something that is expensive and is doing more harm to our system. God will help us in Jesus' name. Then we are Christians. Most of the time, we engage ourselves in spiritual exercise like fasting. So when we want to break our fast, we can at least have 2 servings of fruits, maybe an apple and a banana.